Hi everyone, it's Kevin out here at the Bear Creek Apiary. It's December 14th, 2019. It's a Saturday. About 20 degrees out today. And one of the things that kind of occurred to me is I didn't really do a winter beekeeping video. I know it's a little late for everybody, but I just wanted to show you how I am wintering my bees this year. Every year I keep changing what I'm doing because I'm still trying to perfect and trying to find a system that works the best for me. And this year is no different. I'm doing just a few things, and I kind of wanted to point that out. But so let's go over there and check it out. Okay, I've got this apiary completely fed. Unfortunately, I came across two hives of extremely healthy hives that ran out of food and starved. They were dead. This one actually, with the, let's see if you can see that. This one with the green lid right behind me, it's a single box. It's 8 frames plus frame feeder, and the frame feeder is full of sugar water, which tells me that when I added sugar water to them, because I knew they were light, I added sugar water to them at the end of, towards the end of October. They never got a warm day from then on out to take down any syrup. The syrup was maybe an eighth pulled down from where I filled it up. And the hive has got 5, 6, 7 frames of bees, and there wasn't a drop of honey in any of it. So bad on me. I guess I could have, I don't think this was one of the colonies that I actually had any honey supers on. Not that I recall, but for whatever reason, they just did not store, and they used up all of their reserves. So, oh well. But anyways, what I wanted to show you was my winter configuration. Okay, so this year I shook things up a little bit. I changed things up because I just wanted to try something a little bit different as far as my winter configuration was concerned. I went with different types, styles of boxes. I did not wrap my hives this year, but I'll just go here. We'll start at the bottom. I got a full entrance opening, wide open for venting. I have an upper vent on top there, and then I did put a shim on with sugar, so for mountain camp sugar, and then there's a vent on that as well, so it has actually 2 upper vents on everything. This hive here, it had a hive and a half, and it was full of bees, and they were all dead, and there wasn't a lick of honey in top or bottom. Unfortunate again. Not sure why. So I didn't really touch that hive too much. I've got a nucleus colony, which is a double, and I put mountain camp on. The bees on this one are at the bottom. They were not up at the top, which is actually kind of a good thing, because I didn't see a whole lot of honey up in the second box that they had stored. I gave them 5 pounds of mountain camp as well. The configuration at the bottom, obviously I could not do a wide open entry hole, because they only have a 3/4 inch hole for their bottom entry. What happens in the wintertime a lot, I found, is that bees stack up at the bottom of the hive, block up that bottom entrance, and then moisture builds up in the hive. And then it kind of snowballs, and the hive dies very, very quickly, sometime in March. So I've got a second entrance kind of halfway up on there. And then also there is a mountain camp on top, and then a upper vent hole. This is a single box. You can see my winter configuration. Actually, snow is blocked up there, but this is a healthy hive. It's a single brood box. It's got the hardware cloth in the entrance. It has the upper vent, just like the other one. And then it has the mountain camp on top, Reflectix. Actually, you can kind of see where the Reflectix is on top of that. 2 inches of foam insulation on top of that, and then your lid. All of these are the same way. They have the 2 inches of foam and then the lid. That's just my configuration. That I found limits the amount of condensation that occurs in the lid. And a perfect example of that, I wish I would have shown it to you, but this one right here, it just came out here, and it did not, I had forgotten to put 2 inches of insulation on it. And as it turned out, when I lifted the Reflectix up, the Reflectix was all frost covered, and so was all the frames on the outside, which was a no-no. So I put 2 inches of mountain camp on that as well, mountain camp on that as well, the Reflectix back on, and then 2-inch foam on top of that. So that's my winter configuration there. As you can see, I did not wrap any of these hives. I've got these moved together a little bit, but they don't really sit as close together as I had wanted them to. This is really bad video. This is my German hive bottom hive. Another lively hive. It doesn't have a ton of bees in it, but it should have enough to survive. I gave it 10 pounds of mountain camp. It's got Reflectix and 2 inches of foam on there, and as you can see, the vent hole. The bottom entrance, if you notice the configuration of this German hive bottom, there is the lower entrance. You can see it's up about 6 inches from the bottom. That's a design I picked up from a German beekeeping video, and essentially what happens is if the bees drop down into the bottom, they don't pile up and block that entrance hole. So you will always have an entrance hole, but it's small enough to where mice aren't going to get in it. And it's the same way with this one right here. There is a upper entrance hole as well as mountain camp, 2 inches insulation, and the lid on those. This is a a hive and a half. The bees in this one were already up in the second box up at the top, and they were pissed off when I got in there. That was my most lively hive. I don't know, you could say they're pissed off, but they came out and flew around, and they were not happy. I'm wondering if they were starting to run out of food or whatever, but I got them 10 pounds of mountain camp on top of them, so they should be good. That's a hive that never made the fall, so we didn't even include it. This is a triple nucleus colony that I was trying out. They had plenty of stores in there. They didn't need any mountain camp or anything like that. They go through 3 supers full of honey. Well, then that's on them. But it's also got 2 inches of foam insulation. And then this one here is an extremely full box of bees. Very lively, and I gave them 10 pounds of mountain camp as well. Reflectix, 2 inches of foam insulation, and the lid. So anyways, that's my winter configuration for my bees that I'm trying out this year. Again, like I said, I don't think I really need to wrap the hives. What I am trying to do, this one here is also alive, and the one next to it was dead, starved out. What I am trying to do is, I had Reflectix on last year. Before that, I had black tar paper on, and the bees were very, very active, flying out every single day, all winter long, I noticed, with the Reflectix and with the black plastic. So far, with not wrapping them, I am noticing my bees are not nearly as active, but they're still plenty alive. And what I'm trying to get them to do is to slow play their stores and not rip through it so fast, so that they can survive the winter with the stores that they have in it, so I don't have to use such double brood boxes or box and a halves. Hopefully I can get them down in my experiments and get them down to just one brood box in the winter full of honey, and then just 10 pounds of mountain camp on top, and get them through the winter that way. So big experiment we're doing. Could be costly, we'll see. Like I said, that one's starved and that one's starved, but that's kind of like, you know, I did my best to try to get them. It just got too cold too quick for them to take down their food, and I should have gotten mountain camp on them way earlier, but I didn't. So anyways, take care. Till next time, happy beekeeping.